Welcome to the Entrepreneur Enlightenment TV. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic for leaders. We are so go, so do. We take no time to play and no time to dance. But today we have Jenny with us, and she had an amazing life journey that is going to show us just how important play and dance is. So Jenny, please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. I am Jenny C. Cohen, and I believe in a world where anyone can dance to heal and remember who they were before the world got to them. As a breast cancer and complex PTSD survivor, I created the Dance to Heal Wellness program and podcast to share my love of outside in mastery through mind-body connected movement, emotional fitness, and ending eternal over-busyness.
Yes, eternal over business. We don't want that. So you mentioned the word complex PTSD, and maybe you can explain a little bit how your story began and how you came to this complex PTSD, which is not something nice.
I didn't even know what it was until I started truly healing. I learned in the healing process that my childhood of when I was born back in Taiwan in 1968,
Hmm.
my birth, I know I'm 55. So when I was born, my birth wasn't recognized the first month because I was a girl, and they did not want to recognize girls in my
Wow.
culture. They were very disappointed. My mother went through a lot of pressure because her in-laws were expecting a boy, and how dare she give birth to a girl.
Wow.
Yeah. Following that, when my father immigrated to the States, I was put in charge of my brother at 4 and he was 2. The complicated part of that was I was moved from Taipei, Taiwan, where there was electricity, all of a sudden down to very rural Taiwan, where there was not just no electricity, there was no plumbing.
Wow.
And yes, and I was left alone during the day to take care of my brother at 4. These compilations and accumulations of trauma coming to this country at 6, not speaking any English. And then my first interpreter, my classmate, refused to speak to me day 2 because our classmates, were making fun of her. And she didn't
Wow.
want to be associated with me. These layers and layers led to, a lifetime of making up for it, trying to make up for it.
Yeah. And not being recognized because you were a girl, like that's heartbreaking. And although we don't understand at that early age, it imprints on us. So did you feel unworthy? Did you feel you had to prove you're good enough? Like what's the consequence of that?
Thank you for that question. I got breast cancer back in 2014
Oh,
and didn't realize in the healing of the full true healing of that was because I had run my well dry from trying to prove I was worthy.
I
I
can
never
feel.
rest, right? I never rested. I never asked. It was always everyone else before me first. When
Yeah.
I got cancer, I was at my best health, at my strongest. My children were 14. I was at my pre-baby weight. And you would think at the height of my health, why would I get cancer? It was the accumulation of trauma from my birth.
Wow. Wow. And when did you understand? I mean, getting a diagnosis like that, it kind of wakes you up. But
Mhm.
when did you understand that you need to heal the childhood? Like, was it like an epiphany or was like a research or how did it come to you?
It truly was because my one of my kids went into extreme, um, they were really in danger of not being alive in this world anymore.
Oh,
So I have permission from my children to speak on this
yeah.
because they're
If you want
adults
to keep
now,
it quiet, it's okay if
Oh,
you
oh,
want to just say they had distress.
It's important to explain that when my child, who was 17 at the time, was doing severe self-harm and making plans to exit this life, the
Wow.
first time they told me, I did everything in a very clinical fashion. I was an occupational therapist. I know how to take care of this. And I was still not present. It was during their relapse 2 weeks later. It was a horrible, horrible situation, just very scary when I came to my senses and realized I had to be present because I had not been present since my childhood. I've been running all my life. And then
Wow.
healing my child and keeping them safe was when I realized, wow, I need to heal myself.
Wow. So you learn that you need to heal yourself, not through your breast cancer, but through seeing your children in distress. Oh, this is such a big message. Like, I know we're here for a purpose, the two of us, because this need to heal the childhood trauma is something I wish I can write on every
I know.
building, in every city, in everywhere, because I myself went through life thinking that none of that really mattered. And we need to understand that trauma, and yours was a big important one, but any trauma we have from childhood needs our attention, needs our understanding and our, how did you say, presence? Did you say the word presence? To heal it.
Yes, to be present means you're truly being in the here and now and not working off of scripts that your childhood made up to make sense of the world. I love how you said we all need to heal from it because were you ever a baby? Yes.
Mhm.
We were being raised by adults who were learning to parent. So there were moments we felt powerless. Yes, most of us start to heal because we can trace back to one big event or list of events. Sometimes we don't know why we felt trauma, but we still made up a script and we don't want to be present.
Exactly. So, did you feel was easier to heal yourself or was easier to help your children heal?
Because I homeschool my kids all their lives, it's second nature for me to set up healing situations for everyone.
Mhm.
So that can be the motivation. And ultimately, for me to keep my kids and my husband safe, I have to heal myself so I can be present and
Mhm.
fully there for them, fully there. Both my children, I have twins, fraternal twins, who are finishing up college.
Wow.
And I can be here in this interview with you, or working with my clients, or doing my speaking tours, or working on my app and still be able to know, oh, they're safe. I can feel it. I can feel it in my heart.
Yeah.
Versus before, I had no clue. I just assumed they were fine.
Mhm. Interesting. So when you took this journey, let's now coming to the journey of healing. I feel like asking what was the most important, and I think I'm leading into the fact that dance, but just tell me a little bit of how you started to heal and how then what elements you brought into your healing. And then I'll ask you a few more questions.
I have danced all my life. I love dance. Dance was part of what got me through my cancer treatment. It was almost 2 years. In the recovery process, just dance itself wasn't enough. I had to incorporate very important use of play because play, which I never did as a child, most adults, even if you played as a child, you don't play now as an adult.
Yeah.
That helps us go into growth mindset, which is important and vital. Vital because how, if you're not flexible through play,
Mhm.
how do we deal with how life can go in any direction at any given time? We
Yeah.
want to maintain that pivotal type of positioning.
So tell me how you started to play, because it's like theory, yes, okay, I want to play more. And I myself can use more play in my life, although I have a horse now, so I have a playing. a reason to play. But tell me, how did you started to play, and how we can inspire leaders to play as well?
Yes. During the Panini lockdown, I like to call it the Panini, I started to study a new skill of being a voiceover actor. And part of that, and also acting classes, and part of that profession is to be able to play, doing physical improvisation. And I was enrolled in many viola, spool, and play classes where you're just playing on a screen with no win or lose. And I realized I couldn't play, I didn't know how. So the first thing you can do is involve yourself in games where there's no true winner and no true loser. You're just in community. If you're alone, you can incorporate play in laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Watch comedy specials because play has laughter incorporated in it.
Mm-hmm. And be like playful with yourself, and be playful in life. And when did you discover this need? Because people like that grew up in difficult situations, that play was taken away from them. And we're even like, if I'm thinking of myself back, I would even roll my eyes and say, it's silly, I don't have time for play. What is something like in your life that you had an aha moment and you said, okay, I have to play, or I want to play? Maybe you don't say I have to play, but I want to play. And how did you go from not playing to playing? Like, do you have a shift somewhere?
So, truth talk. My first time in acting class, when they said, we're going to do some playing games, I was very resistant. I was exactly like you. I did not understand the correlation between play and how that's going to increase my skills of being so present that I can actually sit into the mindset of the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Play allows you to say yes, even if you're not quite sure the direction you're going in. Sometimes, though, the idea of play, big words, is very infuriating to us. So I will also suggest pick your favorite song that you like and just move to it. That's play too. That is absolutely play.
So I know you're going to show us how you can release emotions through dance. You wrote a book, Outside Recovery, Dancing My Way Back to Myself After Breast Cancer. So can you just talk a little bit about the book, and then maybe show us how to release?
Yes. So my book, Outside in Recovery, is really about how important it is to marry your outside versus your inside. We know a lot of times we need to be internally motivated to change. Sometimes it has to be reflected to us first. For example, if you look in the mirror and you're having difficulty seeing yourself, which is what I had difficulty with. I'm a belly dance performer, meaning I've done fusion, I'm in very fancy costumes, and I would see in the mirror my lashes and my beautiful sparkly costume, but I could not see myself. And
Wow.
that's what the book talks about, reclaiming yourself in the mirror.
Wow. So you are a person that was actually on the stage, all dressed up, and you couldn't see yourself. That's
No,
huge. Like, I have goosebumps. Like, I feel the energy. And then how did you come to see yourself in the mirror?
it was just incorporating important, simple concepts, has incorporating five senses with breath work, with music and movement. Neuroscience in dance has proven emphatically that our bodies and our mind is unified through dance, and then the neuroscience of it is your brain, every part of your brain lights up and is united. That's one of the few things that does that. Most of the time we're in compartmentalization, aren't we?
Mhm.
And we really need to be present. This is one of the quickest ways to get there.
Mhm. And do you remember a moment when you looked in the mirror and you actually saw yourself, and what that kind of felt like?
It was actually when I got my publisher sent me my book, the fake book thing that you hang on your wall.
Yeah.
When I videotaped myself opening up and looking at my book, I saw myself. I really saw my joy, my happiness, and I wasn't dancing because I had done all the work behind and brought myself forward.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. You're an amazing inspiration. Like having had come from Taiwan to a new country, having had like being told that you don't exist because you're a woman, and having the breast cancer and then helping your two sons. Like that's a journey. That's a journey. And you're saying we can release emotions through dance? You're saying that?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. What we're going to do today, I'm so grateful. Thank you for the opportunity. I want you all to just play with us for the next few minutes. I've got a wonderful piece of music lined up, and I even have my party dance clothes on for you. So what we're going to do is make sure that you clear up a space where you can just go back and forth a few steps, all right? And I'm going to show you that we're actually in my dance studio. Ta-da! If you
Yeah.
see a cat or a dog wandering through, I have a lot of pets. That's a whole nother story. I have to come back and tell you why. They're also key. And we're going to put some music on. I'm talking you into the beginnings of your play session with us. Yes, we're going to dance. You're hearing the beats. Before you do that, put your feet underneath your hips. Yes, awesome. And then start to pay attention to your breath. Hands on your chest and your core. And as you're breathing normally, start tuning into your sense of smell and taste. I like to imagine I'm drinking tea. Hear my music, feel your feet or your butt on the floor if you're seated. And then tune into the side view of what's in front of you while your eyes are still lightly focused on us. Beautiful. And inhale and exhale. Good. As you're tuning into all those 5 senses, I know some of you are already swaying to the music. You're going to march right and left. Here we go. Right, left, right, left. If you're seated, just raise your legs with us. I'm going to make my steps bigger so you can see me. Hands are going to release out to the side. Beautiful. Now do a step touch for me. Right here. Step touch. Step touch. Step touch. Yes. Now you're going to be right underneath you. Yes. Or you can go apart. Beautiful. Come towards me a little bit. Come towards me. Good job. Go back. Cores engaged. Arms will be out to the side. Come front again. Hello. Go back. Core is gonna be engaged. Arms are float up. March it out here. Arms are gonna open up by coming forward and open. One more time. Beautiful. Now we're gonna do a little heel drop shimmy. Heel drop, lift, drop. Move your knees. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me. I'm moving my knees, core is engaged. What in the world is this? This is fun, right? Arms out to the side, pushing down on an imaginary table. Breathe into it. Breathe. Beautiful. Stop the knees and just push this hip up to the armpit. Up, up. The knees are doing all the action. Other side. Left, left. Left, left, 4, 3, step touch right here. Step touch. All the same movements as before. Now the hip is gonna go into the armpit. Here we go, step pit up, up. The other foot that's touching, same foot, same hip. Touch up, beautiful. Yes. 4, 3, 2, heel drop shimmy. Boom, shimmy, shimmy, move your knees. Beautiful. Step touch. Hip up, boom. Now the arms can stay here. Or you can be a little fancy. Yes. Good. 4, 3, 2, heel drop, shimmy. Arms come up. Yes. Last time. Step touch. Hip to the pit. 4, 3, 2, heel drop, shimmy. Now just sway. Sway, sway, sway. Let your head go. Cores engaged, please. Are you breathing? Say yes back to me. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more breath. Inhale for me. Beautiful. Gentle fingers crossed. A little palm away. Drop your head a little bit. A little stretch. Cores engaged. Head up. Release your arms. Shoulder rolls a few more times, and I'll bring you to a close. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Joe, give yourself a hug.
Wow, that was excellent. So what emotion we were releasing? I just feel happy.
If you can connect to that, our job is done for today. You'll have to come back and do more.
Mhm. So when I was moving, when the way you were guiding, I felt like a grin on my face first. Like that's what we intend to do, right? To be happy, to have play, and to have joy. Because we know enlightenment is about elevated emotions. So joy, play, love, gratitude, those are all elevated emotions, and dance does that. And we were just doing like a few minutes, and I already feel uplifted. Like I feel I can jump
Yes.
around, and you are so easy to work with, so easy to follow. I know you were mentioning you have something you want to offer people if they want to do this with you more. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yes, yes. They are welcome to access the Dance and Heal app. So it's going to be danceandheal.app. They can come and have fun and play and dance with me. And the goal is the releasing of the emotion. First, you have to establish trust, and you want to play and you want to have fun. Then we can start really working on accessing emotions where it's stored in your body. That's really important. If you felt an uplifting of energy, that's the first step.
Yeah. Yes. Excellent. Thank you so much. I hope you understood that we have the need to heal. We can incorporate play and dance. Take Jenny's offer to go and have this app and dance with her and connect with her and uplift your emotions. And I hope to see you for the next episode.